confront new forms of risk, from cybersecurity and data and governance to operational resilience, regulatory readiness, and customer trust. This discussion will explore how financial institutions can balance speed with security, innovation with responsibility, and digital ambition with real-world execution. May I now invite our distinguished panelists to the stage. First, please welcome Mr. Jack. Jack, I'm so sorry about that. I've tried to pronounce your name. Say it to me one more time.
Jack is fine.
Jack is fine. Jack. Our Chief Revenue Officer, OTEC. Mr. Jack brings strong expertise to the go-to-market strategy, revenue growth, cloud services, AI, SaaS, and cybersecurity. He also has a strong background in P&L management, resource allocation, and financial oversight, ensuring sustainable profitability, operational efficiency, with experience managing multi-million euro budgets and delivering significant revenue growth. Our next panelist is Mrs. Mariam Al-Lawati, Senior Business Development Executive, Mala'a. Where are you, Mariam? There you are. All right. Ms. Mariam specializes in business development, strategic partnerships, and financial digitalization within the fintech ecosystem. At Mala'a, she works closely on expanding digital finance services, building institutional partnerships, and supporting data-driven solutions for smarter decision-making. Next, please welcome Mr. Abdullah Al-Anbari, EVP and Head of FinTech, Sohar International. Mr. Abdullah is a strategic technology leader with over 20 years of experience in IT transformation, digitalization, project management, and business technology strategy. At Sohar International, he plays a role in advancing the bank's digital agenda and operational excellence. Joining him on stage as our next panelist is Mr. Sadiq Al-Lawati, Country Head of Cisco. Mr. Sadiq brings a strong blend of technical expertise and business leadership with experience across networking, systems integration, telecom, cybersecurity, and enterprise technology. He's also the first Omani to achieve the CCIE certification in security and has contributed to pioneering technology deployments in Oman. Rounding off our panel is Mr. Imran Awan, Head of Transaction Banking, Bank Nizwa. He leads transaction banking at Bank Nizwa, focusing on solutions that support corporate clients, payment flows, and efficient banking services in an increasingly digital and real-time financial environment. And last but not least, to guide today's discussion, I would like to invite our moderator, Mr. Aju Samuel, Organization Strategy and Corporate Governance Specialist, and also the Head of Strategy and CVC at Tajir Finance. He's a seasoned strategist and governance experts with over 25 years of experience advising governments, banks, and fintechs across the region. He's also the co-founder of Wadiya, a CMA licensed crowdfunding platform in Oman, and serves as a board advisor to several fintech and healthcare ventures across the Middle East and the US. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our moderator for the day. And with that, Dr. Aju, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you for that warm welcome. Members of the panel, it's a privilege for me to lead this panel. You know, there are three things that haven't changed as far as the New Age Banking Summit is concerned, at least over the last 3 years. Number one, the beautiful audience that attends this particular summit. Number two, the logo of this particular summit. And number three, me as the panel moderator of the summit. Right, so there must be something nice that's going on as far as the New Age Banking Summit is concerned. Before we get into the panel, I just wanted to kind of go back to some of the key words and some of the key messages we heard this morning, primarily from the governor of the central bank himself, His Excellency, who spoke about how Oman is moving from digital first to an intelligent first banking. And I think those are elements that we'll be discussing in the panel today. There was a lot of focus on trust, ethics, and AI. And that's, again, topics that we'll be talking about within this panel. And most importantly, we'll also focus on cybersecurity and resilience within the financial industry and look at how leaders in the industry are navigating this entire landscape. So without wasting any time, let me just go back to the panel and start off with our conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for being here. I think you have a microphone very close to you. We'll try and keep this as a conversation. In the morning, before the break, I think one of the key things that we heard was from all of the leaders was a whole lot about how the regulatory landscape and how the advances in technology are influencing the Omani financial system. I think this panel serves as an antidote to that, in the sense that you will give the audience a view of how it's practically done on the ground, right? So how do we kind of convert that vision into practicality on the ground? We have a couple of bankers. We have Mala here. We obviously have OTEC and, of course, Cisco as well. So we have an entire financial infrastructure quite well covered here. So can I start off with you, Jack, coming in from OTEC? Nice to see you here. OTEC is being built as a digital backbone for Oman's economy. And, you know, the banks play a very important role as far as that is concerned. So when a bank approaches you and, you know, they say that they want to move to real-time transactions, which is, you know, a very important part of what they want to achieve, what's the single biggest piece of legacy thinking, not just legacy tech, that they should let go first before they kind of get into that real-time space?
It does work. All right. First of all, I've been driving technology adoption and digital transformation in the financial sector for over 30 years. So I've seen my fair share of that change. And yes, financial sector has a lot of legacy, right? And that legacy not only exists in the form of technology, but also in the form of certain mentality. I think one of the important elements is to shift the mindset from end-of-day perception, right? We reconcile things at the end of the day. We do reconciliation and data management at the end of the day. Everything is happening in batch, right? I'm not saying that everything is happening in batch everywhere, but it's a quite standard situation. The digital economy doesn't sleep, doesn't take holidays. Transactions happen in real time and need to happen in real time. And risk management, for example, needs to happen in real time, because if you reconcile at the end of the day, it is increasing your risk, not decreasing your risk. So I think building this digital backbone, as you said, is allowing banks to move into the real-time transactional mode, because we've built that reconciliation engine already. It's there, everything's connected. Now we have to apply certain level of applications on this. We bring open banking solutions to the country to enable that change. But as I said, it's not only technology, it's also a certain mentality, right? And obviously it comes from the top. This change needs to be driven to move from banks being a guardian of a legacy ledgers to become a computing engine for the banking system that is continuously running.
Right. And Jack, if I may just extend that conversation, and you know, there are multiple bankers here in this room, you know, and if you've been in the industry like you have been, every 3 or 4 years, there's a point where we call what we have legacy, which means, you know, every time the goalpost is shifting. At what point in time does an organization make a decision between sticking with legacy versus moving on to something new?
And I think a lot of this comes from thinking about what is really the bank's business. Is it the technology, or is it the financial transactions and management of financial resources? And this is where we at OTEC come in to completely remove that equation, right? Completely remove that obstacle, because if you use our managed services, if you use applications that sit on our infrastructure, if you use open banking that we deliver to you as a service, then you don't have to worry about this. We take care about the hardware refresh, software refresh. We make sure that everything stays up to date. So you don't have this situation where you find yourself in a legacy state, right? So that's really, I think that's the answer. And OTEC is uniquely positioned here in the country to actually deliver this to the banking sector. And pretty much all of the banks are our customers, but I think the level of engagement we have can be significantly bigger because we bring so much more than just infrastructure.
Fantastic. Jack, I'm going to take that point of yours directly to a banker. Imran, if I can, because, Jack's saying we are ready, we've got the infrastructure. But Imran, you've spent a career in transactional banking. And I'm just looking at your CV. You've moved from NBO to HSBC to Standard Chartered to QNB and now in Bank Nizwa. So wide range of experience. You've seen multiple organizations navigate this. And you've also watched your corporate clients' expectation of what a bank should do for them. So my real question to you is, what are corporate treasurers and CFOs in Oman demanding today from their bank? What they weren't demanding, let's say, even 2 to 3 years ago?
Okay, thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Considering what I have seen over the last 18 years and the transformation that has taken place, what I'd like to say and make it very, very simple and easy for everyone to understand is earlier on we used to discuss stability and basic digitalization with our clients. So that's, what do we mean by that? Well, when we're talking about that, we're saying how safe is the system, were they comfortable, how long will it take them to get used to it, are the clients going to be satisfied, et cetera, et cetera. Is it available 24/7, security? You go start having those discussions with customers in the olden days, right? And then you're talking about basic digitalization. So you'd have to sit down and convince clients, move from paper to online, yes? Today, the landscape's changed. We no longer have to have those discussions.
Right.
Because they've evolved, they've enhanced their knowledge, their teams, they're seeing what's going on around the world, yes? There's enough information. So today we're seeing a different discussion happening when we meet customers. We're talking agility. How fast can they adapt? Yes? The same goes for us as banks. Yes? In addition to that, we're having discussions where they will talk to us about integration. So under integration, you're talking about host-to-host connectivity. You're talking about API discussions, right? You're discussing SWIFT for corporates. Yes? So clients are slowly moving away from this portal way of doing banking, yes, to more integrated way of doing banking. Today, a client may have 10 portals, that is 10 different online banking systems from 10 different banks.
True.
Right? There's enough technology out there to integrate for him to use 2 portals, yes, through APIs, through host-to-host, and various other means. Yes, and if clients start moving to SWIFT for corporates, for instance, they can integrate that directly into their ERPs, where they may also not need portals. They have access to all banks. So I think even open banking is going to add a lot to all of this going forward. Today, clients want access to their accounts 24/7. They want not only to understand how a transaction flows, which was the case earlier on. Today, they want full-on transparency.
Right.
They want to understand the whole journey, from the time of initiation to the time it has reached the final destination.
Absolutely.
Yes, and it is readily available.
Right.
In addition to that, us as bankers as well. I think things are changing for us. We're no longer basic bankers.
Okay.
Because we see ourselves discussing technology with clients.
Nice.
Yes, right. So I think we're moving in the direction of advisory as well when it comes to technology within banks. I think that is my answer to you to this question.
Fantastic, Imran. I think you've laid the foundation in terms of Jack mentioned about technologies available. You've mentioned that banks are now advising on technology to the end client, because ultimately we're all serving that end user. And Sadiq, I'd just like to bring you here in. And Imran clearly said, customers have moved from the safety and security aspect that they used to speak about earlier to a very integrated view that they demand today. So my point is, when finance is moving to that real-time environment, right? Obviously, it's also subject to fraud and cyber attacks. And earlier, while there were layers of security towards my data, today that data is available at real time too. What do you think has changed from a threat landscape for Omani banks, let's say in the last 18 months? And what do you think the boardroom should really discussing when we're moving into that real-time realm?
Thank you for this opportunity. So I can spot three things changed in the last 18 months. Attacks are now automated. We are talking about automation and all of that, but attacks are automated. So criminals are testing maybe thousands of credentials and payment patterns in just a second.
Right.
Banks are moving to real-time banking, but the attackers are moving to real time as well.
Fantastic.
So things that you used to spot in hours before, you may not have even seconds now to identify.
Right.
Also, attacks are now, looks like legit attacks.
True.
So we are seeing very convincing, maybe phishing messages in Arabic and English, or maybe someone is pretending to be an executive using deep fake voice calls, or maybe a malware in a hidden encrypted traffic.
Right.
So these are very difficult to spot. They look normal, but in reality, for human and traditional tools, they are very difficult to know what's good from bad.
Right.
And obviously, with all this new digital banking, which we are talking about, open APIs, I think the attack surface has grown as well.
Okay.
So we are giving great digital experience for us as a consumer, but we are opening doors as well. And those doors being used by the attackers. So at Cisco, we track every day, you won't believe that, 1.5 million threats.
Wow.
Every single day.
And you're talking about that at a global level, is that
At the global level.
Okay.
So every day, over 1.5 million threats, new threats.
Okay.
So the message is simple for the audience here. For real-time finance, we need real-time defense.
Okay.
Correct?
Right.
So we need to have continuous visibility. We need to have maybe AI-driven detection. And I think automated first response. Otherwise, it would be difficult.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sadiq, as much as I am taking comfort from what Cisco is doing and OTEC is doing, I'm also a little worried about, real-time attackers working probably faster than real-time bankers because, they've got an edge over that. That brings us to Mala. Mariam, you're handling probably the most crucial data that this country depends on, across the board, not only for financial institutions, but for other institutions as well. And you definitely hold the most powerful real-time credit data infrastructure in the country. So as lenders are moving overnight to this instant, credit decisioning, right? What is the data quality or governance challenge that, bankers need to be really careful about? And how is Mala kind of supporting that?
Okay. So thank you for your question. Let me just highlight an important factor. So today, in the year 2026, everyone, if we can see around the world, is contributing to one major important factor, which is time. Okay. Time has been very valuable for all of us. So today, things that were happening, let's say previously, which took longer times, today everything happens very fast because everyone has access to different digital platforms, different digital channels. So, everyone is moving really fast because everyone has that access to everything really. So let me say it became a culture across the world. So everyone has to move really fast. Everyone has to be, catching up with the customer's needs, people requirements. So even we can today we can see even the simplest things they have, even we can have access to them. For example, today, if I wanted to order a taxi, I can just do it very fast,
True.
So this also reflects on the financial institutions as well. So financial institutions has to meet people requirements because everyone wants to reach to their expectations, to their needs. So let me say, if I reflect this in Oman's ecosystem, here where Mala plays a vital role, really. So today, Mala acts as an enabler for faster, easier, and more efficient financial decisioning.
Okay.
So let me say that because Mala is considered as the trusted, authenticated source of data, so we have to support those type of requirements, support those type of changes that have been happening in the world. So improving our services, enhancing our services that have been happening, it's part of what we do exactly. And of course, we cannot do that by ourselves, because we have a partnership with our members as well. So let me say it's like a collaboration between our members, with our partners, and with Mala'a, because the more accurate data we have, the better the services we can provide. Yes. So what we're saying today, that we're all contributing towards one ultimate goal, which is contributing to financial inclusion and Oman Vision 2040. So it's very important to have those type of data, because if we are moving very fast, we have to make sure that we capture everything, all the data is reliable and up to date. So let me say that here where Mala'a is contributing to, by enabling those type of services and providing them to different financial institutions for better decision makings, to act as an enabler for smart decision makings.
Fantastic. Thanks, Mariam. And I think every passing year, Mala'a is adding more width to that entire credit decisioning capabilities. Abdullah, it's nice to have you here. And I want to bring a perspective, because you're leading the FinTech partnership system within Sohar International. And taking off from what Mariam talked about, real-time data, Sohar International was the first Omani bank with open banking. You've also been one of the leading players in the e-mandate regulation that came in. From the inside, give us a perspective of what's happening inside Sohar International. What changes for the bank when your payment rails and your APIs are now enabled 24/7 in real time? Because along with that comes a threat as well. How does that work?
Assalamu alaikum, sabah al-khair, or masa al-khair. Thank you for having me. Well, since morning I'm hearing like keywords from the speakers. And we started with His Excellency, the Governor, from the OBA. And they're touching about the open banking itself. So I was wondering, what is before opening banking? What was that? So it made me think that the open banking changed the banking model from closed banking to connected ecosystem on that perspective, which is now, like Sadiq was saying, that now we are open. And now banks are not only operate from their own channels, but it's a wide range of connected digital ecosystem from that perspective.
True. And
the real time of APIs made us to think carefully how we operate that, or how we manage that. From inside, we have made sure that some of the important areas which we have to take care of it. One of them is the governance and the control security, or control management. So from the governance itself, we made sure that it is aligned with the technology which was mentioned by Jack, how we how we modify, or how we upgraded our policies and procedures to make sure that we are secured enough from that perspective. Even the monitoring side, which is also Sadiq was, thank you, he made my topic much easier, Sadiq was mentioning about the security part. So it is online monitoring security. We're using those tools with our right partners to make sure that all the transactions are being monitored. Definitely there is an element of something called AI, which is today also IBM was discussing about it. We always opened our talks, our mind, for the new technology to make sure that we are aligned on that perspective. On the technology part, we make sure that our technology is being updated to the latest to make sure that we are not weakness in any part of it, from security perspective, from network perspective, from infrastructure, and even from internal security process. So we We make sure that we do the penetration assessment, availability assessment every sometime and on. But seeing that, it's very important that also we have to upgrade and align our internal operation perspective. Because customer expectation today is the transaction always on, always available. The service is always available. So we made sure that our operational teams are taking care of that, plus that the responsive of our queries from customers, even though there is any alert, have been taken care based on the upgraded framework or the process of the operational perspective. Saying that, also from the business perspective, we see that open banking is a great opportunity for us to make sure that we collaborate, we monetize that to the best for our from our business users, be it from, like Amr was saying, from corporate perspective, from retail perspective. Transaction banking is kind of utilizing the open banking tools. I can say that by using the APIs. Today as a Suhar, we have transaction banking like other banks. We utilize that API banking to make sure that we serve better. We are, aligned with our customer expectation from that perspective. So saying that, yes, we have to make sure that open banking, it is not only a technology, it is a way of doing business itself.
Fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to how open banking is going to impact all of us. There's been so much of theoretical knowledge about it, but on the ground. And Jack, this is where I'm going to bring you in. I think across the table, we've seen data is moving real time, data is moving fast. Open banking is coming up. I could have an account with a bank, a credit card from another bank, investments elsewhere, a loan elsewhere, but I need decisioning quick. And one of the key elements in that is moving from a box to cloud. Right? And sovereign cloud is now having a moment globally, right? Everybody wants to ensure the data is within the country, within our own limitations. From where you sit at OTEC, is data sovereignty an enabler or a disabler when it comes to innovation in banking? How are you seeing this entire sovereignty of data?
Thank you. Before I jump into sovereignty, I just touch point on the data. We talk about data, right? But one thing that is very important to understand is that you can have open banking solutions, you can have all the APIs, but if you don't have your data in order, none of that is going to work, right? So data governance, data management done in the proper way is absolute foundation for everything else, right? And this is something that we preach a lot because there's a lot of data governance and management to be fixed in Oman in general, across different industries. But when you ask about sovereignty, I think there is a certain dichotomy attached to that. One aspect is that if you are a financial institution and you want to tap into the potential of public cloud and all of the horsepower that they have and ready-to-eat applications or features or services, then sovereignty is limiting your ability to do so, right? However, on the other end, it is an enabler for creation of hyper-localized solutions, right? And then, when I think about this, we find ourselves confined to the boundaries of Oman, let's say, right? Because we need to deliver against the policies of sovereignty. But OTEC, as a service provider, brings that flexibility. So we bring all the other clouds, we bring all those features that are needed to sit here. Through that, we enable banks not to give up on certain hopes and dreams because we bring that technology into the country. And also, a very important element is creation of in-country value by making sure that when we bring technologies into the country, we actually build expertise locally to deliver, to manage, and to support. So I think, sovereignty, when I think about, for example, Europe 15 years ago, everybody was starting opening up and going into the cloud. And, I remember we were convincing some banks that the cloud solutions are much safer than their own solutions. So we started with simple things like Microsoft Exchange. You no longer need to have it in your basement. And that dialogue needs to continue, right? Because again, sovereignty creates a lot of opportunities for local development, for local enablement of technology, but also creates boundaries, right? So at OTEC, we try to figure out how to remove those boundaries and bring technology in the country so that people don't have to just give up on certain things, right?
Fantastic, Jack. I like the key word that sticks for me is hyper-localized solutions. And that's why I'm going to go back to Imran now. Imran, a lot of what we hear on the technology side of things, obviously, probably may have initiated from the Western world. We've seen conventional banks using it, right? And so a lot of real-time payments, instant settlements are almost seen as if it's conventional banking story. However, from an Islamic transactional banking perspective, right, where does Sharia-compliant finance have a genuine advantage in this real-time world? And how can we provide that hyper-localized solutions? Because there is a need for that in the market. And how are you tackling that?
So, thank you. So let us break it up a little, first of all. So in conventional banks, putting up a credit line is pretty much putting up a credit line. It's quite straightforward.
Very straightforward.
Yes. We'll keep it very simple. Yeah. Of course, there's documentation involved.
True.
Yes. In Islamic finance, Islamic banks, yes, you do put up a financing line. However, there's a sequence of contracts that are involved under those financing lines that you put up. Yes, and they have different names to them. Yeah. So you've got offers, acceptances, for instance, you've got transfer of title. Yes, in Islamic finance. Right? Now, if I, the client, was to sign a contract and it takes me 20 minutes to do so, right? And then it takes me another half an hour the following day to sign the offer document, we've already lost the race.
True. Very true.
Right? As Islamic finance related financial institutions, right? Because we need to compete with conventional banks.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day. So the way we look at it is in if we can find a way to convert these contracts into electronic contracts.
Okay.
Right, then we put them onto our portals,
right,
where clients directly have access to our systems, and that is how we will be able to compete with these conventional banks when it comes to turnaround times, which we are doing today, matter of fact, but they will become more efficient,
more
in doing so, and more faster. So e-contracts is something that we need to encourage.
Right.
Yes, and the whole process needs to be completely automated.
Right.
Yes, onto the platforms, and then the clients have access to that, and we will definitely be able to achieve what takes sometimes 3 days, maybe. Yes, across the market.
Across the market, yeah.
It could take a day, 2-3 days.
Sure.
We could definitely reduce that to all in one day, if not half a day.
So offers and contracts can therefore move into that real time.
Correct.
Digital signatures enable that
Correct.
to happen. And therefore, in that sense, you're saying we can avoid the lag otherwise that is there
Yes.
for the sake of Sharia compliance, and ensure that we match the conventional
In addition
banking.
to this, for us to actually meet the competition, we would probably have to work harder, and our
Right.
systems would probably have to work harder in the back end.
Absolutely.
Because we're doing more to achieve the actual turnaround time of conventional banks.
Right.
Because we've got those additional steps that are involved.
Absolutely. Imran, thanks for giving that perspective. I think that really opens up our perspective in terms of how you're taking through that processing time. So I think that brings, my question to you then, obviously they want to move their processes into real time in quick manner, but obviously that also means guardrails, right? And in a world of these open APIs, mobile-first banking, and also obviously third-party solutions plugged in, because some of this will not necessarily come from the bank. It might come in from third-party solutions. Do these guardrails that are there presently, are they sufficient enough? Or do banks need to really move to the next level? And what are those next guardrails?
So the guardrails still there. but it changed shape completely.
Right.
So for years, we had guardrail on the perimeter, a big wall maybe protecting your data center or the branch.
Right.
But with all these new technologies, open APIs, fintech partner integration, mobile banking, these guardrails or this wall is not enough anymore.
Right.
You need to have a closer controllers close to the user, to the devices, to the data itself. Basically, that's zero trust in practice.
True.
Correct. So zero trust, it's not a product, it's a philosophy. For example, if somebody compromised a segment in your bank, you don't allow him to walk through the whole bank.
True.
Okay? You segment, you isolate, you limit their access. And then you can protect. So these are the fundamental of zero trust. Also, you need to know who's connected to what. Technologies like multi-factor authentication, user-based access, poster validation, these are not an optional anymore. These are something you need to really adopt. So the guardrail, the old guardrail are gone, but we have new guardrails. It was before on the outside, now it is on the inside.
Inside, yeah.
Closer to the user, closer to the device. You need to verify every user, every device, every millisecond. It's zero trust in a plain language. And Imran, he mentioned about speed as well. So just to add on that, speed versus security, it's very important. So speed without security is a liability. You're risking yourself. But I believe zero trust is the statement that you can have security and speed in one sentence. Yeah?
Interesting. I think what Sadiq has really laid the ground for, and I like the word you use, I mean, of course, it's zero trust. It almost makes it sound like a Mission Impossible or Ocean's 11 kind of a movie, right? Every door needs to be opened with its own security code, and then you move on. And so, Abdullah, I'm going to use that same perspective of zero trust, right? Given zero trust, open banking, for Sohar International, is that a strategic bet, or do you see that as a strategic risk? How do you see open banking?
Well, should I choose one?
You can say points on both sides, in fact.
It is a strategic opportunity for us.
Right.
And it's a responsibility to be managed very well.
Right.
Okay? So from risk perspective, I think with the right technology, with the right skill set of people, who we make sure that we have it in-house and empower them with the right tools and knowledge and expertise and capabilities, I think we are confident that we can take the step ahead and work on toward that open banking and APIs. Those strategic, the way we see it strategically, our aim is to serve our customers to the best, and all of us always they have a strategy to move toward digitalization.
Right.
And digitalization, it means you have to be part of the ecosystem.
Right.
When you are wanted to be part of the ecosystem, you need to be connected. Connected fast, connected securely, which is we confident that we have with the right partner and the right expertise. Plus, so we see that open banking and API, real banking APIs, open doors for us to serve our strategic partners on that perspective. And what we have seen like the last few years, we see that open banking and API banking is enabler to an innovation and enabler to financial inclusion from that perspective.
Right.
And so moving toward that, we see a real business opportunity to be grabbed strategically from that perspective.
Fantastic. Abdullah, one of the things that, that really sticks from what you said is about that entire piece about financial inclusion, right? And I think that's what democratizing open banking actually works. Mariam, and I want to bring you here at this particular point in time, right? I think there's so much advantages that the larger clients can definitely benefit from all of this real-time payment rails, right? The larger organizations. I want to know, how is Mala thinking about enabling this for the SMEs? Because truly speaking, that's where sometimes the hindrances are. And those are the organizations that are really hoping that things go faster, they get paid faster, they can exchange things faster. This real-time data actually helps such organizations. And what is Mala doing to kind of handle that risk?
Okay, Doctor, you're keeping me under the spotlight for this question because we're receiving this question really on daily basis.
Okay, so that's
yes,
good.
so I think it's nice that you brought it up. Let me split the question into two sections.
Sure.
So let me say that it's true. When Malaa started, we started with credit information, providing credit information. But today, we even have the non-credit information as well. So if you check your own Malaa report, I encourage everyone in the room to download the Malaati mobile application. It's a small registration process that takes you through. So thank you. You like it?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So basically, you'll be able to see there are multiple sections on the Malaati, on the credit report. So you'll be able to see there's a credit information, and underneath you'll be able to see where we have also embedded telecom data. We will be in the future. We'll also be embedding fintech information, and we are also working on embedding on the pipeline. We're also working on utilities data.
Right.
Because we understand the importance of having the coverage for all kind of customers in Oman, because not everyone will have credit data.
Right.
So it's important as well to have some payment behavior on other customers as well. Now, regarding your second question, regarding the SMEs, I will share some insider news. I hope my manager over there doesn't mind.
Absolutely.
So currently in Malaa internally, we're working on, let me say, a tailored report and scoring for micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Nice.
Yes, so we're still in the, let me say, in the process of that. We still haven't launched it yet. We're still making sure that everything is set in place. Because we understand those type of entities, they work differently. They're unlike the large corporates.
Right.
So they need to have something tailored specifically for them to have more opportunities, to open new opportunities. Because as my colleagues here mentioned, we're all here today contributing to the ultimate goal, which is financial inclusion, and to have that exposure of the customers across everywhere. So currently, Malaa is working on this, so hopefully it will be launched eventually soon, inshallah. Yani.
Inshallah. So next NAB summit, we're going to be talking that it's already out there.
Inshallah, yes. We'll stay optimistic.
Fantastic. I want to come back to you, Jack, right? Jack, you know, every tech provider say that they are enabling digital transformation. And let's take from what Mariam is talking about, you know, about how SMEs need to be, or the micro organizations need to be enabled as well. And you were, you know, in the break, we were talking about how OTech is partnering with the global hyperscalers. I want to know more about how OTech is bringing in some of those global hyperscalers here into the country, but also what does that mean to these smaller organizations? Can it be easy and affordable for them to use the services just like the larger organizations can?
Thank you for the question. You know, when you think about hyperscalers, 3-4 years back, before the whole sovereignty play started to become really something serious, you had access to raw computing power, you had access to all-you-can-eat services, platforms, kind of one-size-fits-all approach. It just simply made sense, and it was economically scalable and brought a lot of TCO actually savings, right? But then the sovereignty came, and you know, I'll come back to what I said before, that in that specific case, it becomes an enabler for us to do things locally, right? So at OTech, from this point, I'd like to thank the hyperscaler partners that we work with, Microsoft, AWS, Google, and Oracle, because they understand that the game has changed. They can't do the same play that they've done 5 years ago. It's just not going to fly, right? And it's not only here, it's everywhere in the world. So they adopt their policies, they adopt their ways of working to work with companies such as Otec to bring their technology into the country, right? And in that sense, Otec operates on a completely different premise that the hyperscalers do, because what we do is, again, I bring that word, hyper-localized digital backbone of the country. So we bring all of those technologies into the play. This year, we will bring AWS into the country. This year, we will bring Microsoft into the country. So our customers don't have to choose. They have a lot of, they don't have to give up on certain things. They have a lot of choice, right? And in the sense of SMBs and or SMEs and how it brings them value in the country, right? So we're working very closely with the Authority for SME Development to build a specific packages for SME companies that address their basic needs.
Right.
Obviously connectivity, obviously communication, but things like simple accounting software delivered in a SaaS service and a bunch of other things, right? So this is possible because we bring all those technologies into the countries. I look forward to work with the banks to tap into their SME customers because we can deliver those services in a white label mode as a bank to the customers to extend the service portfolio. So this is something that we looking forward to do also with telecom partners, right? And I think to close, I'll just say that you know, through all those actions, bringing all that technology, what Otec is building is non-compromise, absolute data sovereignty in the country, right?
Fantastic. Thanks, Jack. Non-compromise data sovereignty in the country. We are slowly running out of time, so I probably have the last 60 seconds, and I'm going to come to you, Sadiq, for that 60 seconds, right? How can a bank detect and contain an attack under 60 seconds?
So you're giving me 60 seconds to answer 60-second
How
question.
can a bank do that within 60 seconds? And I'm giving you 60 seconds.
So let me be honest. If you want to detect an attack within 60 seconds, I think you need to be ready before even the attack comes. So
Right.
your infrastructure needs to be ready before the attack happens. You need to have one platform, not 15 platforms.
Right.
Okay, so basically you collect your data, your user behaviors, collect them into one platform. So you correlate maybe millions of events. The one that matters will come to the surface.
True.
Honest answer is Splunk, Cisco Splunk. That's how banks do it in the region. They can scale widely with Cisco Splunk. We see some momentum in Oman as well. But that is the straightforward answer. So yeah, 60 seconds is it's not a target, it's an expectation now from...
It's an expectation.
Yes,
Yeah.
from everyone.
Thank you, Sadiq, because you know, as much as we spoke about zero trust, what that does, and I want to wrap up this conversation, is that we can trust the system. And there are elements that allows us to trust that system. On that note, Mariam, Jack, Abdullah, Sadiq, and Imran, thank you. I think we had a great conversation. I hand it back to Ahmed to take forward. Thank you.
The honors, I would once again like to invite on stage Mr. Imran Awan, the head of transaction banking from Bank Nizwa.
In today's rapidly evolving business environment, corporate banking is no longer defined by transactions alone. It has become a strategic enabler, driving efficiency, strengthening resilience, and supporting organizations as they scale with confidence. At Bank Nizwa, we partner with businesses to turn financial capability into competitive advantage through innovative, Sharia-compliant corporate banking solutions designed to deliver clarity, control, and measurable value. Within this transformation, our corporate banking emerges as a pivotal digital engine, enabling the efficient and seamless management of your day-to-day operations and financial resources. By unifying core banking services, trade finance, and digital platforms, we deliver a comprehensive and modern banking experience. Our advanced platform, powered by world-class Oracle systems, delivers the highest levels of security through 3-factor authentication while placing real-time financial control at your fingertips through intelligent dashboards and automated bulk payment capabilities. Because every detail counts, Our virtual accounts bring clarity to reconciliation and speed to collections, while our escrow services safeguard your capital, ensuring full transparency and trust at every stage, from the first step of a project to its successful completion. With our business mobile app, you stay fully connected, approving, monitoring, and managing operations anytime, anywhere. Through seamless host-to-host integration, our banking systems connect directly with your enterprise resource planning (ERP) platforms, enabling real-time data flow and unlocking unmatched operational efficiency. We further provide enhanced flexibility in expense management through our corporate credit cards, offering transparent oversight and a structured framework for managing business expenditures. For faster and more secure collections, our point-of-sale and electronic payment gateway solutions deliver a seamless customer experience, ensuring quicker settlements and stronger cash flows. We are more than just a bank. We are your trusted partner. We don't simply analyze data, we transform it into strategic insights and proactive financial guidance, empowering you to operate efficiently and grow with confidence.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. What you have just seen is not a future aspiration. It reflects how transaction banking at Bank Nizwa is being built today, with a clear focus on control, transparency, and operational efficiency for corporates. At Bank Nizwa, our transaction banking focus and development is structured around 4 core pillars, each designed to support a critical aspect of your daily operations. First, payment services. Payments demand both speed and strong governance. Our platform offers a fully customizable digital authority matrix designed with your internal approval structures and secured through tri-factor authentication. We enable automated and flexible payment workflows, including bulk payment services along with SWIFT for corporates, to support secure cross-border transactions. Complementing this are our corporate credit cards and debit cards, providing controlled, transparent spending across travels, procurement, and operational expenses. The result is simple: secure execution, faster processing, and full visibility over every payment. Second, account services. Your operating account should function as a financial command center. We support group onboarding and consolidation, allowing multiple entities to be managed under a unified structure, along with cross-border account management for businesses operating regionally and globally. Through corporate-controlled account management combined with financial analysis and forecasting tools, CFOs today gain clear insight into cash positioning and liquidity trends. Our host-to-host and ERP integrations enable straight-through processing, reducing manual efforts, minimizing errors, and improving efficiency across financial teams. Third, collections. Efficient collections are essential for working capital optimization. Today, we offer Sharia-compliant POS solutions, payment gateways, e-mandates to support fast and secure digital collections. Our cash and liquidity management solutions help optimize surplus balances and improve cash utilization. Looking ahead, virtual accounts management, which is coming soon, will further enhance reconciliation and transparency, allowing collections to be tracked by customers, projects, or channels, while still flowing into a single operating account. Fourth, trade finance, supply chain solutions. Trade is ever evolving, and our capabilities are evolving with it. While this is a medium-term focus area currently under development, our roadmap indicates and includes digital letters of credit and guarantees, online amendments, and early settlements. We're also working towards enabling open account trading, cross-border solutions, and cross-credit sharing, supporting more flexible and digitally enabled supply chains, all within a Sharia-compliant framework. So where is transaction banking heading? At Bank Nizwa, we are moving towards corporate digital onboarding, AI-enabled account optimization, cloud-based banking. We see a future defined by true open banking and API connectivity, biometric controls, auto-reconciliation and accounting, and innovations such as blockchain-enabled instant FX and global supply chain financing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity that enables us to do more, and it is an invitation for the rest of the market to experience how modern Islamic banking is progressing and innovating digitally. At Bank Nizwa, transaction banking is just not a support function. It is a growth enabler. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Imran, for those insights. Ladies and gentlemen, as our day of engaging dialogue and transformative ideas comes to a close, we reflect on the remarkable insights shared on the future of banking, from disruption and innovation to resilience and customer centricity. Today's summit has truly been a celebration of vision, expertise, and forward momentum. On behalf of the entire organization team, we extend our deepest appreciation to our distinguished speakers, panelists, and of course to you, our valued attendees, for making NABS 2026 a milestone edition to remember. We extend our sincere appreciation to our endorsement partners, the Central Bank of Oman and Oman Bank Association, strategic partners Suhar International, GBM, Cisco, ACSC, and Ta'jir Finance, our platinum partner, Oman Investment Bank, our gold partners, Al-Izz Islamic Bank and Ahli Bank, and our Islamic banking partner, Bank Nizwa. We also thank our technology partner, OTEC, digital payments partner, Khidma Pay, associate partners, Infoline, Alpha Bank, United Securities, and United GCC Fund, support partner, Mala'a, and automotive partner, Shangan. Our appreciation also goes to our audit partner, Leaderly Auditors and Consultants, our media partners, OER, Alam Al-Iqtisad, and our digital partner, UMS Digital. Your support and commitment have been instrumental in ensuring the success of this summit, and we're truly grateful for your partnership. Thank you once again, and until we meet again, the next edition of the New Age Banking Summit, stay inspired, stay innovative, stay ahead. We now invite you to join us for lunch. Thank you.